Hi everyone, it's my great pleasure to introduce our next Lifetime Achievement Award. The person receiving the award is a great mate, and we worked together many years ago at the Olympic Games. We were the two naughty children. We were the youngest general managers at SOCOG, and Sandy Holway was our headmaster and looked after us over many years. The person receiving the award ran the torch relay for Sydney and did the most amazing job over 117 days across 15 countries, hundreds of celebrations, thousands of volunteers, and hundreds of thousands of people across the country enjoying the torch relay. This person is a dynamo of events and has been for many, many years. She's quite extraordinary. After working all the way through the Games, she took 1 month off, and that was the last month she took off, I think, since 2000. Then she formed a company and spent the next 10 years traveling around the world to 160 countries across continents over a 10-year period, delivering 14 international events. This person is kind of an event pyromaniac. She loves torch relays. Anything that has a flame and a community celebration, she's there. Manchester, Commonwealth Games, Jubilee, Baton Relay, Melbourne, Commonwealth Games, Baton Relay, Torino, Olympic Games, Torch Relay, Doha, Asian Games, another Torch Relay, Taste of Qatar, Performance International Tour, Beijing, guess what? A Torch Relay. Do you see a pattern emerging here? Into Delhi, 2010, a baton, no flame, just a baton, and Vancouver, another torch, another flame. Then straight from there to New Year's Eve with fireworks, of course, more flame. Back here in 2010, she looked after New Year's Eve for City of Sydney, with 1.6 million people gathering around the harbour and 2.3 watching around the country and over 1 billion around the world. This person, my mate, then went to London, where she worked on the Olympic Games in London. Not so much with the torch this time, but just the entire city of London. She managed to do things like pop the rings on Tower Bridge. She organised all of the cultural celebrations for the mayor, for Boris Johnson, around London. We had a fantastic night where she arranged a cruise on the Thames for a few of her mates, and we were travelling around looking at all of the bridges that had been lit up by her. And then we stopped in front of the Houses of Parliament, and there was a projection as wide as the Houses of Parliament of Usain Bolt going through the finishing line. It was quite a moment. It was great for an Aussie to be doing such extraordinary things. She's the youngest recipient ever of the Lifetime Achievement Award. That's a lie, actually. I just made that up. It sounds good, though. I said she was too young to receive this award. But anyway, she's getting it. At the moment, she's directing the show for the Royal Easter Show. Her idea there was to try and make the Easter show fun and relevant and spectacular. And guess what? It involves fireworks and flames. We had La Fura del Baus this year, and next year it's a whole celebration of Australiana. She is an unbridled enthusiast and has an amazing business acumen. She's strategic, she deals with governments, you know what that's like, and planning authorities and councils, you know what that's like. She handles it all with great aplomb and panache. She's a great friend. She's been decorated many times in many, many awards. It's my real thrill to present to you a Lifetime Achievement Award to Di Henry. Di, please come with us.
Thank you, Craig, for your kind words, sir. And thank you, judges, for giving me this award. I'm very chuffed. I consider myself very lucky to have worked in events for such a long time as I have. And I'm sure it's happened to many of you that people say to you, well, how come you've worked in events? How come you have this really fantastic life that most of the time, that you work in events and you get things done? And I used to say that it was probably because I was a little bit organised and quite bossy. But heckler from the stage. And but I was thinking about it before I came here tonight, and I thought, actually, are they talking up the back?
Get him, Di, get him.
No, he's had trouble doing that all tonight. Stop that. No, I'm kidding, not. And but recently I remembered that as a little kid, and I don't know if any of you guys have experienced this, I used to love going to the Waratah festival. It was a parade that went through the streets of Sydney. Probably most of you in the room have never seen that, but I think you probably remember some parades and events. And I used to love, I climbed up that statue next to St Mary's Cathedral, and I used to love watching the floats go by, and just like, it was a sense of occasion. It was fantastic, and I thought, oh, I like this. I like that sort of nonsense. So then I kind of went on to do more parades. I grew up and I did the Mardi Gras parades, and I did the Easter show. I did all their parades back in the early days with all those thousands of animals. 15,000, no, not 15,000, I mean 1,500 sheep through the streets of Sydney, but that was enough. And then I did the Sydney Sequenity, no, could I ever say that word? Sydney Sequet, no. 150 years. And the Victory in the Pacific Parade, and lots of parades. And finally I thought, great, the Sydney Games asked me to come and do a job for them, and I thought, oh great, I'll get out of parades. So I was going to do the events, so I was going to do logo launches and mascot launches and all that sort of thing. Sandy Holway told me my job. And they said they had this really good idea that they wanted to take the Atlanta flag around, guess what, 23 parades around Australia in 6 months. And I was like, yeah, great, lovely, yeah, terrific. And then they gave me the torch, which was just basically a long parade for 120 days. But I went on, as he said, to a whole bunch of relays, and I think I'm just a little bit obsessive about going down the road. And so I've learnt my lesson, and now I just want to say that thank you very much for this award, but we all know it's not about one individual, it's about great teams, huge teams that make these things happen, and I've been blessed. I've had great mentors that have helped me on the journey. Sandy Holway, of course, Rick Birch recommended me, Kevin Gosper, Francis in Manchester, lots and lots of people guided me. And then there's been a really close team I've worked with for many years. They're not here tonight because they're in different places running their own relays now. Steve and Anne-Marie are in Sochi, Lewis is in Glasgow, Barry's running events, Adam is also in Glasgow, and many others of the team. And but I also want to thank my colleagues. I've been really blessed by having people who supported each other and look after each other, like David Grant. Iggy's been helping me, my mate Craig, and others around the table. Dylan's here tonight. So that's all I just wanted to say. Thanks very much. I'm extremely grateful. And I wanted to say, how about a bit of a toast to the art of celebration? And the wonderful, I think, moment of being able to achieve smiles on people's faces and giving them lasting memories. I think that's what it's all about. So thanks very much, and may the torch be with you.